In this video, I'm going to show you how an administrator would execute a secure wipe using FirmGuard. For those that are not familiar, secure wipe is a FirmGuard feature used to remotely erase an endpoint drive. What you see here is the FirmGuard dashboard, and you can see that there are 10 endpoints. I'm going to navigate to those, and I'm going to pick on a very specific one, this Lenovo M910 desktop. And you'll see that there are a variety of different tabs here at the top. I'm going to select secure wipe, which will then display the two drives that are available for this Lenovo desktop. The first is a Western Digital drive, and you'll see there's a bunch of partitions on that. And then there's a Hitachi drive, which has no partition information. The reason is because we'd already performed a secure wipe on this, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But let's pretend we wanted to wipe this Western Digital drive. So we'd click on that, click on Wipe Drive, and you'll see now we have a drop down where we can select the algorithm that we want to use to wipe this drive. And by default, FirmGuard shows you the preferred or recommended algorithm, but you could certainly override that. And you can see there are a bunch of different options: military, international standards, Britain, Canada, Germany, even another DoD standard. And the reason why you might want to override that is for compliance reasons. Your client might want a very specific algorithm to be used. But in this case, we'll go with the recommended ATA secure erase. Click on erase, and then of course you'll see this scary looking dialog box come up. And of course, this is provided so you don't just do click, 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 and suddenly you've accidentally erased a drive. So you have to type in the word confirm. And then the last decision we have to make is, do we want to do this wipe immediately, or do we want to schedule it out in the future? You can choose to do either one, of course. I'm actually not going to wipe this drive because I don't want to get rid of it right now, so I'll cancel out. But this gives you an idea of how simple it is to actually execute the wipe. So I'll come out, and now I want to look at this Hitachi drive, which, as I mentioned, we had previously erased. And so if you go up here to certificates, you'll notice that we provide a certificate of erasure. And this is very key because you may be familiar, but there are essentially three ways that a drive wipe can be performed. The simplest would be a Windows reset. But of course, that's not very effective because it leaves a lot of data still on the drive itself. So it can only be done for very, very simple type of wipes. But if you want to do anything more sophisticated, one extreme option is to actually physically remove the drive or take the endpoint and actually destroy it, essentially shred the drive. Now that's fine, it works. The problem is, of course, it's expensive, it's very time consuming, and you cannot reuse that particular drive or endpoint. So we believe that Secure Wipe is the happy medium because it allows you to continue to use the endpoint. You could recycle it, someone else could use it. It's relatively inexpensive. The actual endpoint never has to leave the client site. And very importantly, you get a certificate of erasure. And this is really important from a compliance perspective in order to provide a receipt for future audits, or even just because the client wants to have it for their records, which shows exactly what happened. So you can see the endpoint name, the model, the time it was issued, obviously the drive itself, the serial number, and so forth. So you get a variety of information. This is extremely important from a compliance perspective. So I hope you've all found this video helpful, and we'll start doing secure wipes of your own in the not too distant future.